Welcome, ladies. Sorry, I got cat hair in my mouth. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, dogs and cats, elves and zebras, gypsies and the she. So I just watched a movie here on YouTube, and it was really freaking me out. The reason it was freaking me out is because I remember when it happened. It's based on a story that happened in Kirk County in the 1980s, and I happened to live there at the time. I'm going to provide a link to it. It's called Hoboken Hollow, and I can't remember what the guy's name. There's I think three better known actors in it. Dennis Hopper is one of them. The other two, I don't remember their names. Maybe three or four. I don't know the guy in the cowboy hat driving the pickup that wants to buy the ranch. I don't remember his name, but he's a well-known actor. The lady that plays the mother of the guy that pretends to be dumb, I've seen her in quite a few movies. And then there was a guy who was in, I believe one of the commenters said he was in Revenge of the Nerds, maybe? So anyway, so let me tell you about the real story. I mean, when you actually see, I didn't know they made a movie about this, okay? So it was kind of freaky because, like I said, I remember when the real event happened. And it was like just, you're watching what you didn't see then. You know, it's like, whoa. It's called Hoboken Hollow. And it happened in Kirk County in the 1980s. And actually the son of the couple, he died recently in an auto accident, and he was like 8 years old. He had nothing to do with any of it. I don't know what it must have been like for him growing up. Now, the ranch was closer to Mountain Home, but the family had a house in Ingram, and I lived right outside Ingram. I lived to the west of Ingram, to the west side of where the high school was. And when all this transpired, the family was allowed to get out on bail or bond or whatever it's called during the period leading up to and during the trial. And I decided I was going to drive by their house. You know, I'm thinking, monsters like that who would torture and kill people. I was like, the house or the yard would look like the Addams Family or the Munsters, like their house. Sorry. And it didn't look like that at all. You know, human monsters. Ted Kaczynski, well, once they gave him a bath and he cut his hair and put on clean clothes, he looked like a normal human being. The Green River Killer, Ted Bundy, the guy from, I believe he was from Chicago, dressed up as a clown and murdered all those young men. They all look like normal human beings. Human monsters look like you and me. If they looked like what they were inside, they would be ugly and they would be easy to find. But sadly, they don't look like what they really are deep inside. So anyway, and one of the strange things, and this has to do with Kirk County corruption. I don't know how corrupt Kirk County may be today, but back in those days it was corrupt. Okay? Believe it or not, it was a very corrupt county. People knew which family was bringing in the drugs. They were flying the stuff in. Okay? By airplane loads. It's a small airport for like private planes, and they're flying this stuff in. And they just unload it right there. As soon as that plane is finished unloading, it goes and refuels, and another plane starts to unload. I don't know. I don't think they're doing that anymore, but they were doing it back then. And for the most part, the drug busts were like minor drug busts. Like somebody got busted selling quarter ounces to people or something, or loose joints to people or something. They never actually busted the real culprits, but everybody knew who they were. But anyway, then you have cases that get sent to Kirk County, like Darlie Routier's case. She was from the Dallas area, and I think both of her boys were killed, or one of her boys were killed, and they blamed it on her. Well, because of the publicity, they moved her case to Kirk County. Well, that was a mistake, big mistake. She got the death penalty. She's still on death row, yet there is evidence in her favor, but she's having a hell of a hard time getting a new trial. And because some of the evidence is DNA evidence, I don't think she even needs to have a new trial. She just needs to be acquitted and let go. And they need to start looking for the real culprit. But that family in Kirk County that tortured and murdered all those drifters and illegal aliens. See, they hire illegals and drifters because you pay them $5 for a week's worth of work, give them half a slice of bread every day, and and they'll work for 12, 18 hours a day, and let them sleep in your barn and they need a roof over their head. So that's the way it works. I mean, and that's not the only place. I did ranch work. I got paid very little, but I got paid. But I got paid a lot more than that, though. If an outsider has their case sent to Kirk County, and that's a case like Darlie's case, they're probably going to get the death penalty. But if it's a local, no matter how bad it was, they're not going to get the death penalty, or it's very unlikely that they will. I remember a case where an illegal alien got busted for a crime that happened there, but the evidence was barely even circumstantial. But somebody had to be blamed, so they found a scapegoat. There was a case. I used to have somebody on my friends list on Facebook, actually years ago, and her brother, I think he was from San Antonio, and his case got sent to Kirk County, and he got the death penalty. I don't remember what his case involved, but if it would have been a local, they wouldn't have gotten the death penalty. For those who remember Janine Jones, her case was in the news, this year or last year? I think it was this year. She killed a bunch of babies both in San Antonio and Kirk County, and she didn't get the death penalty. From what I understand, she was a nasty woman, and I lived in Kirk County when that case was going on. But anyway, so I'll provide a link to the movie. It's not, it's definitely at best a B movie. You might not even want to call it a B movie. It's just, but because, like I said, because it's based on a true story, and I happen to have lived in the area that it happened, and I remember it and all that. It was freaky watching that movie. So it's called Hoboken Hollow. Should be Hoboken Hollow. But anyway, I will share, or hopefully I'll share a link. If not, you can find it for yourself. Just here on YouTube, look up Hoboken Hollow, and it's a free movie, so you don't have to worry about paying for it. Dennis Hopper and some other actors are in it. But anyway, thank you.